What's going on, guys? Before I go on any further here, I just want to show this real quick. So it's been confirmed officially now by Netmarble. Coming soon, an overwhelming presence will appear in the lobby. And it's not me, guys. I'm sorry. I don't have any hair. This guy clearly has a bunch of hair. Sung Jinwoo's dad, Sung Il-Hwan, is officially here. But before we talk about this in a separate video, I do want to give my appreciation to solo leveling real quick. So without further ado, guys, let's start with the video. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another Solo Leveling Arise video. And man, does it feel good to be back home. That's right, I've gone ahead and went over across the fence to go visit some neighbors, see how their house looked and stuff. Obviously, metaphorically. Tried a couple games out, and quite honestly, I had to make this video. Just because, to appreciate what we have. You know when you have something for long enough, and then you forget how good you have it, and then you come back from somewhere else and you're like, man, there's no place like home. That's what SLA feels. I want to take a few seconds here, guys, and just kind of give an appreciation for the good and the bad. Like, listen, I know this game has its problems. We all know what the problems are. Insane amount of bugs, stupid collaboration. Quite honestly, the characters are boss though. Now I have to, and that's no pun intended. They're actually amazing characters. I'm actually having a blast using Minnie and the girls. You know, animation wise, gameplay wise, they've been great. The collaboration though could have obviously been better. I think in the future we're gonna get great collaborations. The repetitiveness, once you've done this long enough, it becomes a little repetitive. But the one thing I appreciate about Solo Leveling Arise is the communication that we get from the devs. The amount of coupons that we get, which is ludicrous. For anyone who's a spender, you understand how nice it is to jump onto a game and just be able to like get 30% off to 50% off on items that you normally would never see anywhere else, right? Like, I've just come to appreciate this because I've gone over to other games to cover them, and I love those games. Don't get me wrong, I had a blast playing some of these games, but then you come across the gacha system. And I want to cover this specifically, and I covered it on the flip side to Kaiju number 8, and I want to kind of cover it here a little bit too. We may not have the best rates for the gacha system, but I've come to appreciate the gacha system in this game a lot because of a couple of reasons. Number one, the pity actually exists. A lot of games nowadays don't even have pity, which to me is just mind-boggling. That many games come out and they just don't even bother putting a pity in, right? And then number two, the fact that getting a character, there's been no character at the moment that's been limited except for the collab units. They're the only ones that have been limited. So every character that's come out has been thrown right into the custom banner. I don't think people give enough credit where credit's due for that one. Because when the game first came out, we saw some characters come out that we thought were like, oh, National, for example, Thomas, right? Which is National Level Hunter. We all thought, holy shit, like this is, like, we're never going to see this unit again. He's never going to be in the standard banner again. And lo and behold, everyone just kept being thrown into the standard banner. And I was just, to this day, I'm still impressed by that concept. The fact that, like, again, I think we take it for granted at how good of a feeling that really is, because it's just the norm in SLA. When you go to another game and you start seeing the insanity that is what other games offer, it's actually pretty crazy how good we have it here. So again, I want to take a few seconds. I'm not glazing the game because, you know, guys, at this point for me personally, I don't need to do that. I've been in this space long enough, especially covering SLA as one of the main content creators for quite some time. I've seen the good, I've seen the bad, I've seen the ugly, I've seen the incredible, and I've been always honest about how I feel about what the game offers and what the game brings to the table. And one thing the game does really well, and I will always admit this, is it does care about its community enough to make changes when we speak up. It does. It may take a while. And I can't hold that against the devs. It may take a while, but at the end of the day, we do see those changes. And when those changes occur, they're magnificent because yes, they come with bugs. Yes, they have their own problems, but at the end of the day, we know they're coming, and we know that we can rely on the devs to listen to us. Because when we have these Q&As with them, when we have these like dev live streams, I always feel like, you know what, they're always at least listening to our complaints. And I think that is a breath of fresh air in a space where that doesn't really exist. Where devs, especially, no offense, especially the devs on the eastern side of the world, don't care about global players. They don't care usually about what we have to say. They don't care about our thoughts, our feelings, what our opinions are. All they're going to do is run on their schedule. They're going to make their money and they're going to call it a day. I needed to make this video because I just had to stress this, that some people who don't appreciate what they have here need to go and venture out a couple times just to see what else is out there, and you really will appreciate what this game has to offer. And again, we have our problems, and I know we do, and I'll never not admit that. There are major problems with SLA, just like there are any other products out there that have a mass audience or come out with content on a regular basis. But I have to say, like, honestly guys, it's really opened my eyes even more. And I've already been very open about how the gacha community is and how things work, but this has opened up my eyes even more in terms of like what shit is out there and how much of it is out there. Just the level of quantity of pileup of shit is unreal, guys. Like, and when I say this, I totally mean it. Like, we're talking about things that, you know, games that have like massive IPs that have no business having those massive IPs. And the reason why they even have those massive IPs is because they have, you know, the contract around them. But there's third-party games out there, companies like knockoff companies that make better games than them. So it's like, it's crazy to me to see like how much of a change, how much of a difference this game and a few others on the market really make when it comes down to caring about their audience, especially when we're talking about like prime example of this. What I'm thinking of, for example, is like HSR, like Honkai Star Rail. Genshin Impact's a bad example because I think the gachas on that is horrible. Honkai Star Rail, we're talking about like WuWa, for example, or SLA. You name like maybe about 10 games on 10 fingers that you can think of, and those are probably the only games that are doing this for their community, which is being fair, right? Maybe there's more, right? Maybe there's more. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is I appreciate what SLA is. I appreciate what SLA does. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you guys can go check out my Kaiju number 8 video, my summon video number 1, and then you can go check out the complaint video. And I've been saying this from day one. Like, for a lot of games, I don't normally jump in and promote them this way because I feel like, you know, promoting a game, especially as a whale or a spender or whatever the case may be, right, isn't necessarily the smartest thing to do, because I always am very conscious about how I talk about a game and its spending habits. SLA, I have to admit, is one of the more friendly spending games out there, not because of just the packages and how easy it is and how generous they've been with everything they've given us from day one, quite honestly, from day one. And it's also because of the fact that they give us packages and like with coupons, and we get the Arise points. Like, you really can't find that in gachas nowadays, guys. If anybody can name me 2 to 3 gachas out there that's popular, that has that with a big company like Netmarble, I will be very shocked. And I'll admit, but again, my point on all this is it's a very small handful. So guys, again, I normally don't do these kind of videos to appreciate a game enough, but I feel like this game specifically deserves a little bit of credit lately, because I think at the end of the day, a lot of us, you know, shit on SLA a lot. But I'll be honest with you, and some of you guys who are playing the other games with me can attest to this. There's just a lot of bad stuff out there, guys. And I mean, we have it really good. So like, honestly, shout out to SLA devs, you know, for caring about the community and listening to us when we have something to say. And obviously, shout out to Netmarble for actually, you know, putting together a good product, a good enough product where people are happy enough to play the game for over a year and a half. You know, and the biggest complaints are in the fact that it's pay to win. The biggest complaints are about bugs, right? Which is still bad, and some banning issues, obviously, which is a major deal. But the fact is, one thing you can't say about SLA is the fact that it's pay to win. Can't. Here's a free-to-play account, right? From day one. I never got any bonuses. My account's been absolutely unlucky the entire time, but I've still been able to do everything I need to do, get whatever I want over time, and be able to complete every piece of content that I care about without having to spend a penny on this account. And to prove it, I've been doing it all along just to make a point out of that. All right, guys. Anyways, let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Brand new content creator program, guys, starts tomorrow. New season will be beginning. So if you're looking to support and get some new codes, make sure you hit that support button starting tomorrow. More codes coming your way, guys. Brand new season. I want to say thank you to everyone who supported this season or last season, and I hope we get more supporters this season and continue growing with the channel as well too. Again, guys, appreciate you very much. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.